Yeah. I just did a quick like, okay. So let's take a moment just to ground together as a group. So just take a few deep breaths in the nose, out the mouth. You might do a couple sighs with a few sounds. You might do a few pursed lip breaths. Feel yourself arriving here in body to start. You might move your feet around a little bit to feel a little bit more connected to the lower body, to this quality of grounding. And just slowing down. Notice which parts of your feet, your toes are touching the ground. Just a few more rounds of breath. Maybe when the breath is ready, some of you have already let it flow instinctively in and out of the nose, but at times still giving that space for body to release out the mouth. And see if you can notice each time you exhale, there's a downward flow of energy. Sometimes we just feel the body letting go, releasing from the top of the head as we exhale all the way through the neck and the shoulders and the arms and the torso, pelvis, through the legs, the knees, calves, ankles, feet. There she is. Beautiful. Yay. Good to see you. Can you lock the door for us, Renee? Perfect. Everyone knew you were coming. And we're happy you're here. Yeah. And as we find the rooting in the feet, let the eyes open if they've been closed, and just find a gaze straight ahead for a moment. And then check into any sensory awareness that you feel. So how does each foot feel touching the ground? Hey, how's your body feeling today? Any sensations that are coming in? Sometimes when you have the awareness of sensations, so our fascia is giving us that sensory input, you might have a response by needing to move the body a little bit, right? And sometimes not. And so just giving you that freedom, right? As we sense and feel, the body might have a response to some of those sensations. So I kind of feel a few things in the shoulder and shoulder blades. Just giving Romina a little bit of a chance to settle. I set up your mat there for you, Romina. Yeah. And then as you take one foot that wants to be your grounding, and take a moment to lift the opposite heel, and then just start by pressing that foot into the floor. See if you can almost feel like you're going to push the floor away, and just wait until that other leg starts to become light. So instead of sinking into that hip to lift the leg, take a moment just to exhale, feel heavy, push the floor away. Feel like you're lifting up through your pubic bone, drawing the lower belly in, gathering the ribs, and see if that leg can start to come up. Some of us need to bring our arms out. Some of us can look anywhere from 4 to 5 feet in front of us on the floor, and then in time, all the way in front. And you might even feel, as I went from the floor in front, I lost my balance. So you want to go slow in that transition. And I'm also talking, so there's an awareness here, but you might even go out and in. And one that I've been working on a little bit too is seeing, can I circle in the hip? So this is another little awareness. It's a lot to ask from this leg, so you might do it in intervals, but just playing a little bit with that. And then you're going to start to roll on this first foot. So this combing awareness that we've been focusing on. So from the heels to the toes. And we let the breath find a rhythm here. Yeah. My body's wanting me to switch right away and do my other foot. So I'm just switching, but you do what's right for you. You might just stay on one foot and roll the whole time. Mm-hmm. And then as you find some spots, you might just get drawn to do that combing action a little bit more in a particular area. The other spot you might kind of feel that's holding a little bit, you might even just pause and add what it is, a little compression. And so you can just hold and press into the spot very gently and let it increase. And you can always ease off and press or just hold and press. And it signals the muscle spindles to start to relax and stop contracting. So it's a really good one. The other one that we bring in is with this pressing, this compression, which we call a pin, then you can start to do what is called a spin. And this starts to shear in a lot deeper awareness of wringing out any stagnation and fluid and then helping rehydration. Yeah, good. So you take your time whenever you're ready to switch sides, you pause, you do your rooting and feeling both feet. And see, do you equally weight your big toe in your inner heel to your pinky toe in your outer heel? So if we have a external rotation on one side where we notice, oh, my foot tends to roll out, sometimes you're a little bit more outer foot heavy, which means pinky and outer heel. And if you notice as well the legs bowing out, then you're going to be definitely lateral arch heavy, and you need to find more of your medial arch. And then some of us, if we feel that we have the knees coming together, then we need to lift the inner arches, feel like our toes are going to pick up the mat, and that allows us to root a little bit more through the foot. There you go. Good, Susie. Right, on any given day, our balance is different. So sometimes we're like, oh, I feel super grounded today. And other days you're like, I don't feel really grounded. And one leg might be your stability, and the other leg might be going, no, not really supporting you today. And so, good to note and try to bring that balance in. So, just feeling both sides, letting you explore. A lot of you know this part and have created relationships with your body. And then if you want to stand with the toes wrapped around the ball or the dowel, depending on what you're using, I'm standing on the dowel, so I've got my toes on top, just letting the toes reach forward, not just down, but a little bit forward and down. So you open the top of the feet, and then you can decide here, do I want to do a forward fold while standing on the dowel, or do I want to step off the dowel and do a forward fold? So your choice. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, press the feet down. Okay. As you feel the inhale, lengthen up inside your body. As you exhale, lift the pubic bone, let the pelvis shift back and the hip bones come forward. Good. Try to find a right angle to start. Gather the ribs in. Okay, so you might do that SH breath. Reach energy back through your sit bones, widen them, reach out the top of the head. And then when you have it, the arms just feel free to dangle, and you can let go of any tension in the fingers. You can circle here. If you need one hand to still support the thigh, feel free, but go above the knee, not loading the knee in any way. Okay, your choice if you want to fold down a little bit more. So as you bend the knee, you can start to roll through the lower back, the thoracic spine, the neck, the head. Check in, have I let the head go? And then your body will give you an awareness of when it's ready to come up. So there'll be sensing feeling in your body. Oh, I'm ready to come up, and your body will want to start to rise up. So root down through the feet, start to lift the front of the pelvis up to help float the body up. Some of you will reach the arms up, some of you won't. And step off if you're still on the dowel. And then see, do I want to do a little side stretch right away? So we can hold the fingers, we can take one hand and hold opposite wrist. I like to have the palm down. Okay, so just remember, if you're tugging over, just try not to let the ribs flare forward. So you're exhaling, tucking those in, and feeling as you root down through the feet, there's a tug through the arm. Okay, we're releasing lateral line here. And some of you might want to be a little fluid in and out. Some of you might just want to hold and just offer that kind of compressional stretch. But just notice if you're only focusing on stretching the upper body, think of releasing down through the lower body as well. Good. Let's do a few shoulder rolls, and we're going to do some twists. So we're going to root the feet. We're going to inhale, draw the shoulders all the way up, roll them back, exhale, let them go. Yeah, we're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, exhale, maybe out the mouth, a sigh, a sound. You let your knees bend as you squeeze up, and you exhale and you let go. And as you do one or two more, then we're going to switch and go the opposite direction. So we're going to go forward as we inhale up, exhale forward and down. Press through the feet to encourage the shoulders come up. Feel that compression, and then feel the letting go. Yeah. And then when it's ready to transition into the compression, you're going to draw the shoulders up. You're going to inhale, hold them. Feel that squeeze. So squeeze the shoulders and the base of the skull. And then exhale, let it go. Do that a couple more times, just seeing if you can create tension. And as you hold it and then decide when you're ready to let go, you're signaling the muscles to then relax. And you might do another one like that. You might do the pursed lip breath where you squeeze and then you do a pursed lip and you blow the breath out and you slowly lower the shoulders. So there are two ways in offering and signaling to the fascia and the muscles to start to release. Also balancing and regulating the nervous system. Okay, make sure when you go into your swinging twist that your dowel or your ball is not in a way that you're going to step on it. And your feet, you find that comfortable distance. For me, I like to go a little bit wider than hip width. And then see if you want to bring your whole body into the twist at all by allowing the opposite foot to lift the heel on the opposite side that you're twisting. Hmm. Let a little bit of tapping come in. And you're going to slow that down. And you're going to put your dowel or your bowl away. And we're going to transition down to the floor right away. Good to see you, Christine. Because I want to do a few more things on the floor today. I know. I'm shifting things up on you, keeping you on your toes. Okay. So you're going to find the short end of your mat. Palms are going to touch together. Thumbs around the chest area, the heart. Take a few breaths. Even your weight on your feet. So sometimes we might be locking the knees or be a little bit more heel heavy. Yeah. There you go. Feel more buoyant, a little bit bouncy, fluid, and integral as we inhale. As you exhale, release the arms down, feet drop into the floor. Press down through the feet, let the arms float up. As you exhale, turn the palms up, pinky side of the hand together as you fold forward. Good. Now even the weight out on the feet. When you come forward, you shift a little bit more back onto the heels to create that transition. Now you should feel your toes. Notice the pinkies involved as well. Okay, check in with your hands. You're going to ask your body where you want to go. If you feel okay to go into downward dog, you're going to put your hands the width of the mat in front of the feet. You're going to take a big step back with right foot or left. Or you take a little step back and you just come on to a hands and knee position and then sink right down into child's pose. But if you want to come in downward dog, you're going to bend the knees more generously than you would and start to press the floor away, anchoring a little bit more weight into the index and thumb to bring a little bit more weight into the forearm muscle, the bones. And then you can walk out your feet if you want. Allow one knee to stay bent, release the other heel. Yeah, good. You take your time to be here. I want you to notice, are you pulling the ball of your shoulder out of your socket? Your shoulder socket. If so, let the elbows bend and let your shoulder, the ball of your shoulder, draw down to the bottom of your socket. Keep that. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to come down onto your hands and knees. You're going to widen. Yeah, good. Some of you are already in child's pose. Some of you have been in downward dog the whole time with me. So we're just transitioning and meeting up with you in child's pose. Good. Options here. Arms can be forward. You can walk them out to the side. This is always such a nice way to release the side body. We're so held in our lateral line. When I talk about the lines of the body, it's a whole continuum of connection through muscles that are held together with fascia that create this continuing line of awareness and connection that we can soften and release. And we can also gather to create integrity. You'll stay there for as many breaths as you want, and then you'll travel the arms over to the other side. Once you come back, you'll just pause there for a moment. So I'm wanting to just create a little bit of fluidity of the spine into some spinal waves. So these can be done on your hands and knees, elbows and knees, or seated. So whatever feels good for you, I want you to come up, either hands and knees, hands stacked under shoulder, knees under hips, okay, or elbows, okay, or seated. And you're going to exhale, push the floor away, let your back round up to the ceiling. I want you to start from your pelvis through your lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the neck, the head. And then as you inhale, start with the pelvis. Allow the sit bones to lift up. Your belly releases to the floor. You feel an extension through your spine. Reach energy out the top of your head. Soften the gaze forward. Try not to look too far forward. Start at the base of the body. So press the feet into the floor. Notice, do I want to have top of my feet or tuck the toes under? Let the movement spiral up the spine. Starting from the pelvis, you're going into flexion and extension. So flexion is on the exhale, extension is on the inhale. And see where you can notice each vertebra going into the rounded of flexion and the inhale of extension. See, can you even it out so you're not overworking one area and going too far, especially into flexion or extension in your lower back and the neck. Yeah, good. Okay, we're going to circle here. So I want you to circle around. Almost like the spine is drawing a big circle around your body. Like when I was teaching on the weekend, one of the students said, it's like your spine is jumping on a skipping rope. And I thought, oh yeah, it's a great visual. Go both directions. We're just creating a little bit more fluidity, elasticity in the body. A couple things that I want to do today. A playing of opening the front and back body. So we're just prepping for that. Good. And then when you're ready, you're just going to lean your hips over to one side. Bring the legs around. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Arms relaxed, palms facing up. Now you're going to feel, lift the pubic bone up, lift the abdominal organs up, gather them. Feel the abs working here. And then you're going to allow the pelvis to start to slowly tilt back. And then you're going to go into flexion. Allow your lower back to round, your middle back. And all the way up, slowly unfurl onto the floor. Okay, once you touch the floor, let your body move however you need to. Okay, so once you come onto the floor, just see, how am I feeling? What do I want to do? Okay, so there's an expression of sensing the body, sensing what's arriving with us into our practice, and then allowing an expression of movement to be had by the body. So we've been exploring this all fall. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just giving you some space to allow for self-expression. Okay, so you do whatever's needed for you. And sometimes that's not doing anything. It's being perfectly still. Hey, once your body has that space to express, just exploring this sensory motor loop of awareness. Then you're going to ask your body, okay, what do I need? Do I need a little support behind my head? Do I want to put a bolster behind the legs? Maybe it's a slow-mo ball. Hmm. See if your legs want to be extended, maybe with a bolster, or bent with the bolster turning up on its side. Good. There we go. And then as you arrive here, take a few breaths out the mouth to feel heavy. Might be a pursed lip breath, might be a cleansing breath. See if the nervous system feels okay with closing your eyes. And just a reminder, we have locked the door, so we are in a secure space. Just feel the container that we're creating together as we come together, support one another, and we regulate each other. Allow ourselves to receive this invitation of becoming heavy through the feet, accompanying each exhalation, becoming heavier and heavier, connecting to earth. So this earth energy is very grounded and solid, feeling our roots through our feet grow down into the earth. And as we start to feel more grounded, we feel more safe, not only in body, but in mind. And as you travel up the legs, let some holding, if body wants to release from the legs. And then come into your pelvic bowl. Notice right hip. Feel belly softly flow through expression of breath. Each time you inhale, the belly will expand. And each time you exhale, belly will deflate. And feel your breath expand the belly and soften it. And then feel your left hip as well. And you become heavy. So you feel maybe an evenness of heaviness. Sometimes one hip is a little bit heavier than the other. In between the two sides of the pelvis and the inside, we have this beautiful diamond-shaped bone of the sacrum, held together with connective tissue. See if you can become heavy in that downward pointing triangle. And the bottom of the triangle is your tailbone. See if you can bring some ease to the breath as you expand and let the belly soften back into the body and you become heavy. And then let your awareness shift to your rib cage. Even though the belly will keep expanding on the inhale and softening on the exhale, I want you to also feel the relationship of the ribs when the breath is received. Inhalation, the rib cage widens. So not only back into the floor, but to the sides outward and a little bit forward and up towards the ceiling. Try to allow the sideways lateral expansion and the back to blossom a little bit more today without forcing it. Each time you exhale, the ribs will soften and gather and release back down, and you'll feel heavier as you meet the floor. Enjoy the spaciousness created on the inside of the body as you inhale. And feel that release that is offered as you exhale. And then you become heavy. And this expansion, we need to allow some space to open and receive. And this is an interesting one for the body, to allow that receiving. And then as you exhale, there's the release. And they're both responses that you can bring mindful awareness to. You might notice, oh, I feel better at or more comfortable with letting go or giving than my body feels with receiving, or vice versa. And now just see if you can feel your whole body breathing. So this is your auric energy. So you are an energy body. And each time you inhale, there's an expansion, not only through belly and rib cage, chest, collarbones, shoulder blades, but also energetically you expand. And as you exhale, your energy gently draws in, and the muscles contract, the fascia contracts. Just noticing this expansion. So the fascia expands, inhalation, body widens, energy body widens. And then as you exhale, there's a soft contracting, gathering, coming back into your place of center. And so when I ask where center is, where do you go? Sometimes people go to their heart. Sometimes people go in their belly. See if you can breathe from your center, expanding out, and then coming back into yourself. So you reconnect inward. Sometimes our energy body can feel a little bit more fragmented as we get closer to the holidays, where things are moving so quickly. And so I want you to notice that each time you exhale, it's an invitation for you to arrive home into your center. And as you inhale, you're opening up and receiving. What do you need? Enjoying the space that you feel, the energy from the breath. And as you exhale, come back to yourself. Feel that arriving home. Just going to allow you to receive this for a few more breaths. Okay, so keep this quality. If you can, I'll remind you throughout the class of expanding inhalation. Can you be open to receive? Exhalation, the body gently gathering in, the energy gathering in. So you're reconnecting into your place of center of home. Okay, so we're going to bring a little bit of movement and keep our breath with us as a companion in everything that we do. Some of you I know like to join me in taking that chip foam block. Yours has a black cover on it. and putting it underneath the pelvis, grabbing a tool to tap with. Inviting the legs up into the body. Okay, shaking them out if you want. My arms are like, hey, I want to shake out too. So I'm just going to let go of my dowel and let my arms shake out as well. Okay, and you're going to let the knees softly bend just so that you relax the outer flesh of the body and allow the superficial fascia to also be a little bit more plump and soft. And then as you do your tapping, you're connecting into the mechanoreceptors of the body that receive reception from movement and vibration and skipping and jostling and stretching. So right now we're connecting into what is called your Pacinian receptors. They help you feel your body in space. So it's a really good grounding technique. Sometimes if you're feeling disembodied and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm not in my body right now, you can just do a little bit of tapping and it will allow you to start to feel the boundaries of your body, which will help to ground in the moment and in space. Okay, so you're going to tap all through the inner calf, the inside of the shin, avoiding your tibia bone, going through both legs. You can also do a little bit of combing that we've been playing with, of taking the dowel at the ankle and putting a little bit of pressure and then combing the dowel up towards the knee. And you can go maybe even in little areas. For me, it's my lower leg that feels a little bit more condensed and holding. So you do both sides. Let your breath just have the freedom to do what it wants. You shake out when you need to. You move on to the upper thigh. Sometimes having the feet on the floor is really helpful. Remember, we always start out soft tapping and then let the pressure grow if that's what the body wants. And remember, sometimes the body says, no, I don't want you to tap that area. Or it says, back off. Or sometimes it might say, oh, a little bit more pressure. Okay, so you listen. When you get up into the upper thigh, you can bring the leg up, you can bend the knee, you can go into figure 4 if you want. I like when I go into a figure 4 just to slide I've got my left leg up, so I slide my right hand through the little keyhole that figure 4 produces. And then I grab the dowel behind, and this stripping, combing down the iliotibial band from the knee all the way to the hip. It's kind of a fun way to get to the iliotibial band. And that's very fibrous fascia. Remember, jostling the leg, shaking it, also is connecting to these Pacinian receptors. And whenever the body says, oh, move on, you let go of the dowel or your tapping device, you take a moment to have the feet on the floor, and then you can check in with the palms touching the abdomen. You're still on the legs and you want to stay there, you hover there. I'm going to move us on. You catch up at your timing. Okay, so you can tap the abdomen, you can shake it, you can jostle it. Feel that coming into the visceral area of the abdomen, coming up through the chest. You might take your right hand and tap over on the left side of the rib cage, and then the left hand tap the right, and go up through the sternum, across the collarbone, bringing in the B breath if you choose, that Humming breath, inhale through the nose, exhale, humming. This is really good for the lungs too. Your thymus gland is up here at the top of the sternum. You stay with that breath for as long as you want. You can reach one arm up to the ceiling when you're ready, and you can take, so I've got my left arm up in the air. I'm taking my right hand and I'm tapping from the wrist down through the forearm, all the way through the upper arm, coming in across the chest into the clavicle. So just supporting that venous return, the lymphatic system, cleansing back up towards the heart. Okay, Nancy, do you just want to stay close to the floor today? Some of you might just roll over and tap the lower back, the thoracolumbar fascia, and some of you may roll up. Good. Yeah, good. So just avoiding the spine unless you're on the sacrum. You can tap right on the sacrum because they're fused bones. But all of the spine has a little bumpy spiny process that comes straight off of it and transverse process out to the side. So we don't want to hit too hard directly on the spine. We want to be either to the left or the right. You can tap right on the shoulder blades. So. Tap the front of the chest if you want. Good. Okay, so let's lie down when you're ready. So let's take a moment, if you want, glasses off, if you choose, bringing the arms up, rubbing the palms of the hands together. So as you're palming here, so I always cue you not to put pressure on the eye sockets, and because I think sometimes we push too hard on the eyes, but one of the things is we can connect to what is called ocular cardiac convergence of the eyes. And in this place where you have the heel of the hand, you can move it from your cheekbone, and you can either drop it below the cheekbone and let your fingers put a tiny, very, very soft kind of leaning into the eyes, or you can bring your heel of your hand above the cheekbone. So it's more below the eyes, and you can just kind of feel, oh, maybe I can rest the heel of the hand on very gently. So you're putting no pressure, you're just letting the weight of the hand be there on the eye socket. So it's very soft. So sometimes if we have an eye pillow, we can do this. But what it does is it connects your eyes to your vagus nerve and to your heart. It's called your sinoarterial node of the heart. What this does is it slows your heart rate down. It lowers your blood pressure. But we don't ever want to put too much pressure. We just want to let the weight of the hand be there. So we can also do this by when we look around as well, through certain movements of the eyes in the series. But right now we're just enjoying pressure. It's very soft. It's just the weight of your arms and your hands. If it gets to be too much, then you just back off. We'll be here for another 30 seconds. Ready over the next 3 to 4 to 5 breaths. You decide when you're ready to release the hand. We're going to go into canoe as our first pose, taking that block, placing it underneath the back of the pelvis. Feeling heavy here. Checking in, do you want to put a block or an inflated slow-mo ball in between the legs just to squeeze them? Lift the pubic bone up. Let the legs float up, then unfurl the calves and the shins and the feet. You want to try to keep the legs gently squeezing, activating the inner thighs into that ball, that block, and then bend the knees a little bit so that you just soften the outer flesh. And that allows us to get into the fascia a little bit more. And then when the arms come up, the palms face one another, and then we just let the elbows bend a little bit. So we want to try to get into feeling fluid, but we don't want to lose our integrity. So as you lift up through the pubic bone, draw the lower belly back, knit the ribs together, use that SH sound of the arms and the legs to come towards one another and then away. There you go. Good. Just watching what's happening to our feet. Do our feet look the same in the air? So if you were to stand on the ceiling, would your feet be able to make contact there? And just notice when you move your arms and your legs away, is your rib cage, the front of your rib cage, is it lifting up and flaring up away from the floor? I want you to try to keep the lower back rib, so that's below your shoulder blades, pressing, reaching, leaning a little bit more into the floor. Don't let them come off. Yeah, good, better. Good, that was a nice adjustment in your feet, Sally. Couple more. Okay, so this is your place to get in connected to your body. It's to sense, how do I feel? What's happening? How's my body moving in space? Notice the limbs. Yeah, good. Then I want you to pause. Release the arms down, the feet down. You can, once your feet touch the floor, lift the hips up, remove that block. And some of you might want to put it behind the head. We are going to go into smiley phase. So we're going to have, if you want support under the head, you can retake something in between the inner thighs again. Take a moment to exhale and then ask, do my arms just want to stay on the floor first? If so, palms are down, arms are on the floor. You become heavy again. Squeeze the ball. Imagine that you're pulling the ball or the block up towards the belly button. Okay, see if you can let your legs float up towards you. Keep the knees bent. Okay, the feet are still hip width apart. You're going to inhale, exhale, bringing the legs to one side. And then as you lift up your inner core, the legs float up a little bit higher. Then as you come through center, we've been pointing the toes just to release the feet. And then exhale, reaching out through the heels again. And some of you might go, oh, I really want to bring my arms up. So the arms come up, you find that your arms are almost like they're reaching around a big beach ball. Okay, and your shoulder blades do not leave contact with the floor as you twist from side to side. Yeah, good. Some of you are going into the intermediate where you're extending the legs and you're unfurling them. And look, what are your feet doing in the air? Are you working evenly? If you were to pause and hover on one side, can you stay there? Can you stay connected through the toes, the heels, then bend the knees? Stand out to the other side. Good. There you go. Nice. Good, sweetie. Yeah. Okay, and then the full one is never bending your knees. And I mean, not like bending them fully, but having them a little bit bent, but going from side to side without bending the knees in the center. Yeah, there you go. A little bit different, right? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's the full expression of smiley face too. Good. Do you guys feel your core working? Yeah? Okay, good. Yeah, you do? Good, good, good. You stop when you're ready. Take a moment here. Yeah, this is when you're just sensing and feeling your body. Notice what you need. Sometimes your body needs to express in a certain way. This is just coming back to that sensing of the fascia and allowing the body to express how it needs to. Okay, so we're going to go into releasing and opening the chest here. So I've asked all of you to have an inflated slow-mo ball here. If you don't have one, you can also have a pillow at home. You can stack up a couple of pillows. And you're going to place it behind the shoulder blades. I know. So if you're looking at me, do you have one? Yes. And so you're a little bit floated up, right? Oh, you pulled your hair? Yeah, slow-mo balls. Slow-mo balls love to pull hair. Okay. So you're going to bring, see, when you're on it, you're kind of half up, right? So then you're going to interlace your fingers and very softly create a weave of your fingers behind your head. Now, try to open your weave. So sometimes we jam the fingers together and we're really taut in the hand, but just let your fingers open up, soften your fingers, widen your shoulder blades. Okay, I want you to resist tugging on the head because the minute your hands get behind the head, they want to tug it. Okay, so I want you to relax your hands, relax the weight of your head into your hands. Good, now feel your feet. And notice your feet. Feel the pelvis press into the floor. Lift the pubic bone. Lean your back into the slow-mo ball and see if you can lift up through the torso, out the crown of the head, and just curl up a little bit more. Good. Soft hands, soft hands. And then as you roll back down, I want you to let your spine roll down over the slow-mo ball. Okay, and so your head's going to roll back, and you go only as far as it feels good for you. It's going to be a chest opening for you. Okay, and then I want you to root your feet. Exhale, lift your pubic bone, press your back into the slow-mo ball, gently curl up. Reach energy out the crown of your head and your ears. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, good. And then you're going to roll back down, roll over the slow-mo ball. Good, we're going to do that a couple more times. Exhale, root feet. Lift pubic bone, gather the ribs, lift up through the torso, the head. Soften your hands. And then you're going to roll back down. And as you come up, you might just do that a couple more times. And some of you who come up, you might even feel, oh, I want to lean a little bit over to the left. You're going to contract the left side of your rib cage. And then you can come to center. It's a little twist. It's what is called a little spin. You're spinning and you might be contracting over to the other side. So we're just allowing the slow-mo ball to tug. Create a little release through the shoulder blades. And then some of you might even roll down. And I love to just let go of the hands and hang here. Some of you might even have your chip foam block if your head's not touching the floor, or your 4-inch block, and you might pop it behind you. Okay, you might need to adjust the ball for some of you, and then just see, do I want to go into a little arm movement of maybe chopping wood or cobra hood, where the palm of the hands come together and you extend over the body, or you have a little inspirational movement of the arms. So just doing a little chest opener here. Yeah, good. Yes, how's everyone doing? I'm just watching you. Ramina, how's that feeling for you? This is a big stretch for your back, right? I know. I'm just wanting to check in. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Yeah, and do you have it? Do you need me to bring something else? Yeah, so that 4-inch block is what was calling to you, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so sometimes just if you're going to hang out there, putting a little support under the head is really nice. Yeah. That's a nice one for you, Sally. Your body really likes that, right? Yeah. Okay, so you stay here for as little or as long as you want. Just wanting to create some space. Joni, is that okay? Yeah. Good. Uh-huh. So there's a few arm positions. So we're doing, if you want, cobra hood, right? Which is the palm of the hands together, extending them up and over. Palms of the hands touch. Some of you might even be doing a little owl wings. Yeah, good. And some of you might feel ready to come out earlier than later, or just pause here. Is it? Let me see. I think you just need a little bit more height. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try coming up and over, and let's just see how it feels. We could always deflate it, right? But yeah, just sometimes it's like, oh, if you feel like it's too much, too much, right? Yeah, it's too much of an opening, right? And so then it can just take time for you. How do I want to open it? Right? This is a place in the body where we hold a lot. We don't realize how much we hold here. That's perfect. I love the other slow-mo ball behind your head. That looks really good. Yeah. It's nice, right? It's like a little bit of a different variation. Good. Just checking how you're all doing. Good. Hey, you'll all decide when you're ready to come off of this. So it will happen at different timing for each of you. Okay, so you can decide you're just going to roll out, and then I just want you to lie flat on the floor and just pause there. So if you're not ready to go there yet, that's okay. But if you are, which I know some of you are, yeah. Good. Yeah, and just pause, just lie. Whether you need a little bit of support underneath your head, whether your legs want to be straight, whether your knees want to be bent. And I just want you to notice what you feel, right? How are you resting on the floor? Is there a sense that something has shifted for you? Is your breath able to breathe with a little bit more ease of receiving it and releasing it? I just want to give you some space. That was a deep opening we did. And so I'm just giving you some space to absorb it. A few more breaths. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the body to recalibrate, and it will still be recalibrating and shifting, morphing and adapting through the fascia, even after you finish the class today. Good. Just going to take a few more breaths there. And then I want to give you a space to feel, I might feel that I just want to have a little bit more time to sink into this and have a rest. So some of you might just want to draw the legs into the chest and give them a hug. Some of you, we've been playing with taking the bolster. Okay, so I'm going to give two options here. Okay, some of you have been taking the bolster with the knees bent, sliding it underneath the body. If you don't have a bolster, you can also use your inflated slow-mo ball. If you want to be more dynamic, you can be in a bridge pose. Okay, so it's up to you. I'm bringing a little bit more of a softness in, letting your chin release down towards your throat. Okay, bringing your arms up. Okay, let your thumbs come towards one another. They don't need to touch, but your palms facing your legs and your arms over your eyes. So when your eyes are open, you're looking up and you're seeing the back of your hands. Wiggle your fingers and thumbs. So we're a week away from a full moon. I wanted to just bring in the full moon one that works internal, external rotation of the shoulders. So you're going to let the elbows bend. You're going to then open your arms and your palms of the hands are going to start to face one another. And you're going to have each arm, each palm of the hand draw half of a circle. And as you draw that half circle, the pinkies will start to come towards one another at the bottom of your circle. They don't need to touch. You want to keep space through the chest and the sternum. And then the arms open out to the side, and then the pinkies, the thumbs, come towards one another. And then the pinkies. And once you get the movement, then you can choose, do I want to work the eyes a little bit? Or do I want to close them? Okay, so if you choose to close them, you just feel the movement. Those of you that want to work the muscles of the eyes a little bit, which is going to get in a little bit deeper into the eyes, the vagus nerve, and that connection to the heart. You're going to look at your right hand, follow it around the half of the circle, and then when your hands come towards one another, the pinky side of the hands, you're going to skip your eyes over to the left hand, follow it around the other half, and then bring the eyes around to the right hand. So you're going in this instance, a counterclockwise motion with the eyes. Receive the image of the hand towards your eyes. And then once you finish that, you might think, I want to go the other way. So you can go left hand to right hand. And then pause whenever you want. let the arms come down, and you might just rest here. And so we've been going into a little bit of an opening of the chest with the knees bent, the feet here. And some of us have been enjoying extending the legs, reaching through the heels first, allowing the toes to be pointing upright. So releasing front body. Some of us have been bringing the arms up or in a cactus. Other option is to bring the legs up towards you. Extend the legs in the air. Arms are down by your side, palms up. We're in a modified shoulder stand. Mm-hmm. Good. Tracy, do you want a bolster? Are you okay? Or... Okay. You stay here for as long as you want. If you're feeling like a little bit more movement, some of you are happy where you are, so you stay. If you are feeling like a little bit more movement, you can come up and do a few cat-cows again. Spinal waves. That's where we started. So you might even notice what that feels like through the body, going into flexion and extension again after the practice. You might feel, oh, I want to go into downward dog again. Other option is the wave. So the arms are extended, legs are together. And then you round up from a modified child's pose and you come into a plank. And, the toes tucked under. If you have your knees are saying, no, don't want to do this, then you just don't. You go into cat-cow and the spinal waves again. And you want to feel really connected through the whole body, and then you round up again through the back. Then you unfurl through the back again, coming into this lengthened place. And then if you're feeling okay, you start to lift the pubic bone up, lift the belly up, lift up through the body, and you go into what is called a modified, widen your hands a little bit more, Candace. You need more space in your shoulders, And then you lead back with your pelvis. You think pelvis back, you round the back. There you go, round the spine. Let the head go. Good. And then as you come forward, you unfurl the spine into a lengthen, and then you lift the pubic bone, you lift your belly, you lift your heart, you widen your shoulder blades. This is upward dog. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you can lift all the way up if you want. Yeah. And then you lead back with the pelvis. So just letting you have an expression through the body to finish here. Oh. Yeah, I go up the other way. So I go from flexion into extension, into a straight, a flat back, and then into extension. Yeah, that's extension. And then I go into the flat, and then I round into flexion. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're allowing this undulation of the spine to come in. Mm-hmm. And then you're just resting. Yeah, good. That's been a bit, hey, since you've done that one. Yeah, it's nice to see some of you going into it. You've not done this one? Okay. Hey. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah. And so that's the wave. Such a nice place. And so we did a lot of opening, right? On the chest and the ribs, and really opening this part of the body. So you might think, oh, I want to just pause in child's pose for a moment, or you might want to sit. And two, if sitting and moving back against the wall is what's needed, then you can just scoot right back. And just sit for a moment. We're just going to take a couple minutes here. Some of you are letting your legs go up the wall. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Hips really close to the side, rolling back, and then letting the body twist around. Yeah, there you go. So you're just pausing in whatever position you want. Some of you, it's lying back down. Some of you, it's in child's pose. Some of you put your legs up the wall. Some of you are joiningly seated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, you guys are so cute. Oh my God. Okay, so take an exhale, let it out. Arrive here where you are. Feel that down in relationship to the earth that we brought in today. Notice your connection to body and the fascia speaking to you, providing you with sensory information. And then allowing, as you receive that sensory information, does the body need to respond in any way? Piece I'm going to share with you is by Rumi, and it's a prayer. I prayed for change, so I changed my mind. I prayed for guidance, and I learned to trust myself. I prayed for happiness and realized I am not my ego. I prayed for peace and learned to accept others unconditionally. I prayed for abundance and realized my doubt kept it out. I prayed for wealth and realized it was my health. I prayed for a miracle and I realized I am the miracle. I prayed for a soulmate and realized I am the one. I prayed for love and realized it is always knocking, but I have to allow it in. I prayed for love and realized it is always knocking, but I have to allow it in. Feel the relationship of your breath, your body, your fascia, sensing your body and sensing the world around you. Feeling yourself as a whole being. Feeling yourself as a whole being. And feeling yourself as a whole being. Connected, integral, and spacious. Remember, as we started today in our breathing, that expansion, that inhalation allows you to open up and receive. And each time you exhale, there's a reconnect back into yourself, this sense of home inside the body, bringing your energy and awareness back inside of yourself. And then you expand from this place, your place of center outward and back in. This reminder to come back to yourself. And you'll feel that timing, the body wiggling, expanding, lengthening, stretching. Do what you need to do in response to knowing that you're awakening. Taking the time to roll over onto your side. Those of us that have been seated, if you feel, oh, my legs have been crossed and I just want to shake them out for a moment. You might even feel that you want to come forward, do a few ankle circles. And making space for your arms to reach out to the side, whether your legs are forward or crossed. Palms are facing forward. Exhale out the mouth. As we root down through the pelvis, the arms float up. And just think of, what are you gathering up today? And then can you open yourself up as the palms of the hands touch and receive it through the head, the throat, the heart, the upper belly, the lower belly, and the pelvis. Gather it up, bring it up from the earth. And open yourself up to receive it. One more time. Pause at your heart with your thumb. Feel your breath breathing you. Remember your wholeness. Remember your place of home. Gather back in on your exhale as your eyes slowly open. You might even take a moment to look around and thank everyone that's here for helping you co-regulate. You guys are so cute.